What's up, guys? It's Automotive Anonymous. If you're new to my channel, thanks for checking it out. If you're a return viewer, you know I like Subarus. You know I like the Outback Wilderness because I have one. I've owned one since 2021, and the Forester. I have now reviewed all 9 trim levels of the 23 Outback and 4 of the 6 of the Forester. The other ones are coming soon. But I wanted to show you guys a side-by-side comparison today and get into some of the differences between the two models to decide which one is best for you. As you guys know, if you watch my channel, if you've read a little bit of my description, I don't share a whole lot. I keep it about the vehicle's point of view videos for the most part. But more of my background is I do physical therapy full-time. I try to keep a holistic approach to my perspectives and opinions on vehicles, not getting too caught up on any single vehicle features or systems as a whole for why you should or shouldn't buy the vehicle. And especially when you're looking at Subarus, they're kind of the jack of all trade. They do a whole lot of things well. If we were going to focus on a single attribute, first of all, that's probably kind of dumb, but in my opinion, it would be performance. Maybe that's why I have the Outback Wilderness. But let's get right into it. And if you like my content, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really appreciate it, and thanks for all you do. Those who already have, it's really fun to connect in the comments. All right, about the Outback Wilderness. They start at $38,500. Where I live on GPS 0 to 60 is usually about a 6.3 to 6.6. On a really bad day in the summer when we have a lot of heat, it might be as bad as about 7.3. They can tow 3,500 pounds, and they can do it much more easily than the Forester with its 3,000 pounds due to the turbo. They're rated at 21 to 22 city, 26 highway, but on mine, as you can see here, I get about 27, 28 mpg on average on my highway commutes. The 2.4 liter turbo I think is overbuilt. If you've seen the diagram of that engine, it's a lot stronger than the turbo Subaru engines used to be, and it's in the Ascent, which weighs more and can tow more. So I feel pretty confident about owning the turbo. I know it's a little bit more complex engine, but I really think it's going to be a good one, and I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't trust it myself. The Outback's about a foot longer than the Forester, but they have about the same cargo space, around low 30s with the seats up and 75 with the seats down. It has a 12 volt in the glove box, which the Forester does not. And then 9.5 inches of ground clearance with the 444 final drive ratio. So because of the extra length though, that's not really a win over the 9.2 on the Forester. Coming to the Forester, it's cheaper by $4,500. These start at $34,000. This one as spec has the Harman Kardon speaker system, which you can't get on the Outback. So if you're favoring audio quality, you might want the Forester. You could always go aftermarket, but if you want it from the factory, you're going to want the Forester. It does have a CD player and physical buttons. Gets a little bit better MPG, getting about 25 city, 28 highway. I have heard on the forum some people getting into the low 30s, although I would not count on that, just like I wouldn't count you getting high 20s like I do on my Outback Wilderness, because I see so many people who just unfortunately do not get that experience. Again, it has the 9.2 inches and a 411 final drive ratio, so still favoring high torque to the wheels, but a little bit more conscientious of MPG unlike the Outback. You got slightly better visibility through the taller windows in your seating position, and slightly better ergonomics, I think, in the setup, where this is its own SUV compared to the Outback that's based off of the Legacy sedan. Although I'm nitpicking, they're both really good. You can't go wrong either way, hence why these both sell about the same, of well over 100,000 a year in the US. The Forester, of course, has a larger moonroof, extra cargo height in the back. So then for having a shorter rear end, it has about the same total 75 cubic feet of room back there. I'm doing this video, guys, because I get comments daily between all my Outback videos and all my Forester videos on which one's more comfortable, which one do I prefer. Well, I bought the Outback Wilderness because of the turbo, because I like wagons, things like that. When I started driving the Foresters, I realized just how good they were. If the Forester had a turbo, guys, I would probably pick it. Having a little bit shorter of a vehicle overall length is just kind of handy, convenient, weighing a few hundred pounds less is also nice. The lighter the weight vehicle, the better they handle in general sense, but they both feel very similar to me. You're really not going to go wrong on either. So it's kind of hard to decide which one to buy because their specs are so similar. Even their cargo capacity, it's just shaped slightly different. Again, you can always upgrade the speakers on the Wilderness if you want, but you really can't change out the infotainment screen that people don't love on this one. There's not really a lot of performance upgrades you can do on either. Not many companies have been touching these because of the CVT, from what I have read, and they really don't need much. If you're modifying a Subaru, you're losing reliability, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you buy this vehicle for outstanding reliability. The torque is fun in the Outback, and I think if anything, it probably does better in inclement weather, in mud, snow, stuff like that, because the torque helps you to spin the wheels a little bit better and override the system when you are in X mode, which they both have dual stage X mode. But they're gonna be so close, it's really not gonna be the reason you decide one or the other. My Outback Wilderness, after 23,000 miles, I've really not had any issues with it. The Geolanders are mountain peak rated and they do a really good job. Mine have held up really well, and I'm always astonished at how well I just launch out of, you know, mildly deep snow, you know, 4 to 6 inches, what we typically might get here, sometimes 8 inches on a bad dropping. But really, guys, if you live at altitude, if you tow, if you carry a lot of people, if you like performance in general, I think the Outback's your only option, because 0 to 60 3 seconds faster on average is substantial. If you live in the city, if you live at sea level, if you really aren't going to be using it, stressing it down too much on the powertrain, the Forester is fantastic. You even save a few G's and get a few extra MPG with the Forester. But having a surprisingly powerful wagon might be worth the cost premium to you. They're honestly such good vehicles, guys. The seating position, I think, is subjective, as that's a commonly asked question, because all of us have different body types. We feel pressure in different points depending on the weight that we carry and our bone structure, things like that, where our nerves run, all those things. I really think you guys just need to get in them, try them, sit in them, drive them, all the fun stuff, because you're gonna like both of them, but one might be a little bit better for your specific needs, your specific likings. They're both exceptionally safe. You can see they both have blind spot monitoring, the stage 3 eyesight cameras. They are just so good, especially in Geyser Blue. I mean, Geyser Blue, the launch color. They are just fantastic all-around vehicles. The LED headlights are so bright at night. After owning one of these, I really wouldn't want to go back to non-LEDs. I just think they're awesome. There's a reason that I switched from Toyota trucks. I owned 2 Tacomas and a supercharged lifted FJ Cruiser before I switched to Crosstrek. Realized that wasn't quite the vehicle for me, and then the Wilderness came out. And in September of 21, being one of the first people to get one, I sprung at the opportunity, and I have not thought second since. This one's obviously tinted really dark. We don't have very good lighting today. I apologize, guys, with the overcast, but it just looks so good. The black accents, all the cladding. I know some of you guys might hate that, and the Wilderness may not be for you, but it's really not that bad. I would not get the extra cladding package that goes up higher, but just the base, pretty cool. The copper accents, not bad. I really don't know that one looks better than the other, because looks are so subjective and can't objectively be quantified, but these are just all around great vehicles. And if you guys have any other questions, comments, please post them in the comments. Let's see what's going on, what your thoughts are, and which one you have, which one you want. I have even heard of some people switching from the Forester to the Outback for the power. I've not really heard the reverse. I guess maybe if you need to get into a little bit less expensive vehicle, then that could be a good option for you guys. Otherwise, people seem to buy them and enjoy them. If you like my video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you're interested in the dozens of other Subaru videos I've posted, or any of the other brands I've reviewed, check those out as well. Otherwise, guys, I'll link the dealer below if you want to check out their inventory. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Take care.